Hello and welcome back to GBBS Podcast episode 14. This is the last one of 2022, the finale. All right.
The finale.
We are coming up on the end of 2022. Can you believe it?
Crazy.
It's absolutely wild up in here. Anyhow, my name's Nick, also known as Nickinator15 on Twitch. Or I'm starting to change over to Nickinator, so at Nickinator on YouTube. And the real Nickinator on Instagram. That's me coming at you, and we got ourselves Wendy over here.
Hello, what's up, everyone? I'm Wendy, better known as Bravo Chick, twitch.tv/Bravo Chick, and at Bravo Chick 10 on Twitter and Instagram, and just Bravo Chick on the TikTok. But yeah, the 14th we got 14 episodes of this podcast in 2022. That's wild.
And we started like halfway through the year. Right?
Yeah, we started in June, so
June 9th.
It's weird. It doesn't seem like it's been that long to me. Like, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago that we started this here podcast. It's kind of crazy.
No,
I guess it was.
14 episodes kind of goes like nothing, right? When you're busy and playing games and doing all sorts of busy stuff. Like, I'm going to school.
Yep.
Wendy's got all sorts of crazy stuff going on too. Busy. So, but the holidays are upon us. All right, it is that time. We have 10 more days till Christmas?
Yeah.
As of right now. So, are you done Christmas? I know you're done most of your stuff.
Yes, I'm done. I still my Christmas shopping is done. I just need to finish doing the wrappage, which I don't know. I got maybe 3 or 4 more things to wrap. Then I'll be done.
Yeah,
done,
I think I'll go out New Year's Eve or not New Year's Christmas
New Year's Eve.
Well, might as well do it then, right? That's when more things are on sale or something.
Yeah. Just gotta buy everything. Gotta buy next year's Christmas on New Year's
do it for
Eve.
next year. Yeah, I get it on really early. I start New Year's Eve.
I have a cousin that actually does that. She'll start Christmas shopping next month for 2023. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm totally able to keep all that stuff, for an entire year. 47 days.
Right, yeah,
So,
crazy.
No,
Anyway.
I don't know, 350, I don't know, whatever. How many days are in a year? 365. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, unless it's leap year. It'll be 366. But I don't think it's leap year next year. Don't quote me on that, though. But anyway, episode 13 was a banger, I must say. Got a lot of positive feedback about it. It kind of got off the rails, but I think people like when that happens.
Well, if we weren't talking about, these things that, went off the rails, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Who else would be? Come on now.
Yeah, so there was a rant about Warzone. We talked about Goat Simulator. And then I kind of went, totally off the tracks about body painting. Really great episode. You can check it out at anchor.fm/GBBS or on whatever your favorite podcast platform.
Elephant trunks, all right?
Elephant trunks. That's yep. That's all. If you know, elephant trunks.
And I'll be painting one. No, I'm just... All right, let's not go back into it. We got a new episode. All right, this is a new day. Who knows where today will steer into?
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So.
But yeah. So.
We're going to be talking about this is going to be actually a lot of games too. We're going to be talking about because what happened last week? What did we do last week?
The Game Awards.
Oh my God.
The Game Awards happened.
Yeah.
It was wild.
We did a stream the Game Awards together and kind of went through it, and
that was a lot of fun.
It was like 3 hours or something, a little over 3 hours, which I wasn't expecting that long, but pretty good.
When the guy that puts the Game Awards together, he was like, "Oh, it should be about 2 hours." But to be fair, the guy that won the first award, I swear it felt like he was up there forever. It was
Christopher
ever.
Judge.
He was up there for a very long time.
Yeah, and they started playing music. They cue him off. They're like, Come on, let's
Yeah,
get
like
this show
20
going.
minutes later, though, to be fair, they gave him a good 20 minutes before they started, like, playing the music, so, but,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Well,
Before we dive into that, though, what have you been playing there recently, Nick?
yeah, we kind of, blue balled you there for a little bit, but sorry, I got to talk about what I'm playing here. And that's been SnowRunner. All right. Got a little bit back into SnowRunner. Was playing with you two. That was a lot of fun. I played SnowRunner a little bit when it came out, a little bit earlier this year, a little bit into the year a little bit, and then here I am playing it again. They got a grand harvest season going on where you can do some farming. I actually got into the farming a little bit the other day with Syntog and stuff. It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. It's not your farming simulator grade, but, it's using farm tools.
It's something different of SnowRunner. That's
Made some snow angels in the mud. Yeah. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, because SnowRunner, there was no snow. It's all mud. I find most of the maps have like mud and dirt instead of snow.
Yeah.
Even though the name's SnowRunner, but there is snow on some maps, but not on the Grand Harvest one.
Right.
But that's a lot of fun getting stuck in the mud and tipping your truck over, and it's just, I don't know, SnowRunner is a all around enjoyable game for me because I tip over, I laugh.
I tend to get frustrated with that game a little too easily, but I think I'm always trying to take shortcuts, and shortcuts get you in trouble in that game. I think the next time I play it, I'm just gonna stick to the road system, and maybe I'll have better luck.
Yeah, I take shortcuts too, but shortcuts end up being long cuts in that game. So
Yeah, they really, really, honest to goodness, do.
yeah, it's been fun though. I've been playing like a little bit of Warzone here and there. I haven't been going too crazy into that. I still find it needs some fixing up to do. They've done an update. They've changed some things. It's still not there. I think we're not going to be there until sometime in January, where it's like actually enjoyable to play majority of the time. Because right now it's enjoyable to play some of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The premise of the game there, it's there. The core of the game, they got it. Like it feels like a battle royale at the core, which I really enjoy battle royales. So I see potential in the game. So we might see a little bit more.
Well, hopefully, hopefully it'll, get better, because I know, like, you were very frustrated with it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a hot mess. Crashing and all that stuff. The crashing's a little bit fixed and all that. So they are fixing things slowly, but too slow for a $1 billion company. All right.
Get this shit off my fucking street!
All right, this one's labeled explicit already.
I apologize. I'm sorry I murder your ears with my foul language.
It's all right.
It's the holiday season. I should know better.
Oh well.
I didn't know we were family friendly. I didn't get the memo.
I don't think we really are, but last one I definitely was the first time I threw explicit on the I was like,
no. You've cursed on here before.
It wasn't the cursing, it was just the whole content in general. I was like, yeah, this one's getting explicit.
Syntog says we can beep it out in post. Exactly. Besides, like, there's a study, like, if you stump your toe and you follow it with an expletive, you feel better. It's science. Science says you will feel better if you just go ahead and say that 4-letter word than if you don't. So
true.
Say the curse
This
word.
is what I'm gonna say. All right. If this podcast is not labeled explicit, just please don't report it. All right. Continuing on. What have you all been playing other than SnowRunner we just discussed here?
Been doing some American Truck Simulator, of course.
Oh, yes,
really
yes.
I've
played a little bit with you as well, and been doing some convoying on there. It's been a lot of fun.
There's some news on that coming up shortly. Did some Played Up. That was I love that game. That game is so cute.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was playing with that with you as well that night. That's
And
I didn't add it onto my list because,
and then, we did some SnowRunner.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
All right, that's what we've been up to.
I haven't.
Games that. So, all right, I'll let you finish. All right, what's going on here?
I really haven't had a lot of time to play recently, and I haven't had a lot of time to stream either. And for that, I apologize. But it is kind of crazy right now in the holiday season. So yeah,
holiday season.
So hopefully, in the new year, everything settles down a little bit, and we can get back to a regularly scheduled programming over on my Twitch channel. But I think Nick here is out of school for the remainder of the year.
I just finished today.
Yeah, woo!
So I'm out until January 3rd before I start up again. So I've got 2.5 weeks-ish. So we're going to get back to the gaming grind when I can. But I'm not busy doing holiday stuff. So we'll be back to it. I do want to finish Far Cry 4 for once in my damn life. A few other games I want to get finished as well. I'm going to try to get through. I'm aiming for 3 games this holiday season before I get back. I'm aiming for 3 games finished. I don't know what 3 games that could be. Other games that are not as long as like Far Cry.
Right.
And then come January, I want to start up a game that we'll talk about in the Game
Are you gonna
Awards.
leave us cliffhanging until?
Yes. You gotta keep listening to hear what game I'm gonna get into. All right. So.
All right. So just a little, like, it's not even on the script that we have, but just a little bit of gaming news. SES came out of nowhere, and there are now dedicated servers for both American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is really, really cool. Our great friend and server master Tendrick has been working on a server, so yeah, I'm sure we'll be testing that out and trying that out in the new year. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and instead of 8 players, you can have, what was it, 32 now? Wasn't that a thing?
I think it will be 32,
will be,
but
okay.
for whatever reason, they're still hard capped at
Gotcha.
at 8. But yeah, last week we did the gaming awards. We kind of co-hosted that, and it was so much fun, and it was a really great show.
Yeah, so the Game Awards is basically, what is it for the TV, the celebrity stuff, like the Grammys or something?
The Oscars, like,
whatever.
Yeah, like they always say like the Oscars are like Hollywood's biggest night, stuff like that. So that's what I was calling it, last, like, it's gaming's biggest night, the Gaming Awards 2022, and for the most part, I thought they were really, really good. Apart from the lady in the beginning who like murdered a couple dozen Muppets to make her dress, but
yeah, that was the pre-show, so we can forget about that.
God, it was like, are we supposed to know who this is? Because I totally don't know who this woman is. Like, who is she?
Yeah.
Why is she like talking to us right now? This is kind of awkward. But yeah,
it was very nice to see, though, a lot of crazy, awesome things like awards being awarded to certain games.
Yeah.
And new games being announced as well.
There were so many world premieres. It was crazy.
Oh, they just kept coming. Boom, 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 boom. And
Yeah.
I got a huge list of things that I wrote down from the whole, Game Awards show.
I should have done that, but I didn't.
Not just, games being awarded awards, but the new games. So it's...
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are wondering what the game of the year was.
Well, we could blue ball them a little bit for that.
And we're going to be talking about that at the end of the segment.
It was, I think it's fair to say that Stray had a good night.
Yeah.
It won Best Indie and Best Debut Indie, and it's such a cute game.
I kind of figured it would win the indie segment. It was a good game.
Deservedly so, in my opinion.
It was really good game.
It's a good game.
It wasn't, game of the year good. It just didn't have enough depth to the game. On the surface, the game was phenomenal. Like everything on the surface worked really well. There was a lot of like small things that brought the game together and made it look and feel really good to play as a cat. I beat it in 4.5 hours, so there really wasn't like depth to it. So I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of like replayability.
Yeah, I get that, but gotta recall that last year's game of the year was It Takes Two, and the year before that was Flight Simulator. So I don't think a game has to be ridiculously deep to win, the GOTY. So
that's fair. But anyhow, Stray did awesome. It deserved those awards, and yeah, I think another game that did really well was God of War.
God of War had an amazing night. I don't know. I didn't count exactly how many wins they brought home.
I did.
They brought home a lot. Oh, you did? You counted?
6 awards.
6 awards for God of War Ragnarok. That's
and I have all the awards they won.
Well,
I'm on top of it.
Take the floor there, Nick. Yeah.
All right. Let's go. They won Best Narrative. All right. Best Score and Music. Best Audio Design. Best Performance done by Christopher Judge, who played Kratos. So he personally won that award. They
gave us the
won
longest speech ever for an award.
Oh, yeah. They won the Innovation and Accessibility and Best Action Adventure Game. So those are the awards they won. It's crazy.
They did not win Best Director, and they did not win Game of the Year. I think that surprised a lot of people.
It was a surprise to a lot of people, yeah. But yeah, a lot of good games.
Before we talk about who did take home Game of the Year, I just have 2 words. Bill Clinton. Yeah. Bill Clinton in the Game Awards.
That was weird.
Bill Clinton was not in attendance at the Game Awards, but someone crashed on the stage, and I honestly, it's like this little child, and I thought that they were with the winners. They looked like they were supposed to be up there, so I was like, okay, I guess this kid had something to do with the game, and but apparently he did not. And he dedicated this person that had absolutely nothing to do with the game at all, decided to dedicate their award to his newly minted Jewish rabbi, Bill Clinton. So, yeah.
I just remember we were sitting there, we're like, all right, Game of the Year, all right, let's settle down.
No one was paying this kid any attention while he was just droning on and on and on at the microphone until he said Bill Clinton, and then we're all like, wait, what?
Yeah, we kind of just had to go like, wait, hold on.
Skirt. What is this kid talking about?
We didn't finish quite yet here.
Yeah, like, what about Bill Clinton? Huh? What? So, but apparently, they were handcuffed and they're gonna be prosecuted. So,
don't go up on stage at a big event and do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe bring up a different, former president.
I think, like, if I was in charge of the Game Awards for 2023, I would be doing everything I possibly could to get Bill Clinton to present the 2023 Game of the Award. Game of the Year award. Like, that would be so damn great. That would.
Yeah, if I saw that on stage. I was already surprised Al Pacino came on stage. That was something.
Al Pacino was in the house. Yeah.
That was a sight to see for sure. So, heard he also crashed like a League of Legends tournament. I did hear that. Yeah, he's
really
somebody
so this dude's just a little crasher, huh?
Yeah. But anyhow, enough attention to this guy. I think after talking about these awards, before we get to the games, actually, I'm ready to talk about Game of the Year. Well,
I want to talk about Awesome Flute Guy, because apart from I think that was the highlight of the night. You know, they're playing all these songs from all the nominees for Game of the Year, and there is this flute guy who is just really, really, really getting into it, man. He's really good playing his flute, and I think he actually played a few different types of flutes, so it was really, really good. And
he was
really,
going
really cool.
at it. I mean,
He was going
so much
on
energy.
and on, man.
He's like,
Yeah, he was vibing. He was like, ooh, he was
like,
just on it, man.
Oh my god, it was just. I was watching. I looked at that guy. I'm like, that guy right there.
Yeah,
that one.
That one right there. That one right there.
That's
really
the energy I like.
Yes, like he's bringing it, man.
Yeah, it was something. So, sorry, but if you're gonna play the flute, if you don't do it like he did,
you're doing it wrong.
I'm sorry. I don't know. But yeah,
But
that was interesting.
So, Nick, what won Game of the Year?
So, Elden Ring was Game of the Year. Elden Ring won
and
it.
Best Director. Yeah.
And yeah, they won Best Art Direction, Best Game Direction, Best Role Playing Game, and Game of the Year. So, God of War won more awards. Elden Ring took home Game of the Year.
But Elden Ring took home the prize of the night.
Yeah.
So.
And that game, I mean, the developers of that game, they've been around for a while too, developing games. They've made games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all these other like Souls-like games that are just been so popular. So, and Elden Ring actually won 2 other awards previous years as well. It was most anticipated game 2020 and 2021. For 2 years in a row, they won best anticipated game.
Wow.
So, or most anticipated game. So, yeah.
It does, like... So, is that what you're gonna play here soon or something?
That is what I'm going to be playing. I think I'm going to start it up in January. I don't know what date. I'm going to be slowly playing through it. And we'll see, because the game I know takes a little while to get through. I'm going to put myself to a challenge. We're going to be playing on the hardest mode available to me.
Yikes. All right.
We're going to see. We're going to get through it. We're going to play through it very slowly. All right. It's going to be slow burner for me, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Well, I look forward to watching those streams, because I love to watch games like this. I would rather watch games like this than play it myself, just because I'm a bad video gamer. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be good.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. So, yeah, that kind of wraps up the award portion of the Game Awards.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of games that were announced that we can talk about here.
So many games.
Do you remember any that you, like, brought attention to you?
The Star Wars game.
The Star Wars, yeah. They had a lot of gameplay on that, actually.
They did, and it looks phenomenal.
So that's called Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And that comes out March 17th. So we're only a few months away.
Like, it's so good that I may play it. Like, it caught that much of my attention that I'm like, oh my god, this looks really cool.
Yeah, it looked really good. The combat in it, there was so many different ways to, fight people. Like, so many different ways. It just looked really good. Again, just based on how games have been, because there's been a couple games already this year that I've been excited to play, and I never actually ended up playing them because the reviews off the start weren't the greatest. One of those games being Gotham Knights, or is it Gotham Knights? I can't remember the name of it anymore.
Gotham Knights, yeah.
So far off my list.
It was on the radar till it wasn't.
Yeah, and then the other one is the Callisto Protocol. That one didn't get any good reviews off the start either. So, hey, they made it look really good, But again, I'm not falling for this stuff. That's why I didn't buy it right, like pre-order or anything. I see how the initial reviews are, and that tells me, okay, it's worth buying. And these games just weren't. So we'll see. Again, I got my eyes on it.
Yeah.
So. There's
one game I want to touch on briefly that we were talking about, and I think we're both really disappointed that it isn't a multiplayer game, and that's Hogwarts Legacy coming out in February.
Don't get me wrong, that game is still going to be like probably really good. Like to play the gameplay. I think it's going to
be a good game. That being said, like, we should have an MMO set in the Potter world. Like, that would that would be like the best thing ever. I would totally be down for an MMO based in that universe.
That would be like the World of Warcraft style game I would play.
Yeah, 100%.
If it was set
me
up
too.
kind of like
I would
that,
be all in. Yeah, I would be all in. Like for real. Like let's go.
Yeah, but
So
we'll play with what we get.
disappointed. Yeah, just even if they don't want to make that an MMO, they could have made it a co-op. But I don't know. That's kind of disappointing. But I plan to play it. I think as long as it doesn't have any bad reviews day one, then I will definitely be diving into that for sure.
And we thought
huge Potterhead.
We both thought that maybe have won most anticipated game this year, but it didn't.
Yeah,
that went to Zelda. There's a Zelda game coming out.
Should have known, like Zelda. Like people geek out over Zelda, Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
That, and that's two games that I was never really
Same.
in on. I wasn't in on Zelda, and I'm not really in on Final Fantasy. But I do know that those are two games that practically have a cult-like following. So I'm not hating on them or anything. I think it's going to be great that that those kind of games are still being pumped out for the massive community.
100%. Like they've been around for a long time.
Very, very long time.
Like many people's parents have probably played a lot of
100%,
Zelda games and maybe even Final Fantasy.
I remember Zelda when I was a kid, but I think I was too young to really understand because we had it, and I just remember plugging it in and being like, little 7-year-old Wendy is like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna turn this off and plug Mario Kart in and play that. But yeah.
Oh well. I do know there's another game coming out though, a little bit later, I think, in the year. Dune Awakening. That's supposed to be an MMO. So
really?
So for those MMO fans, Dune Awakening is going to be probably that MMO, right? So
I didn't know that was going to be an MMO.
Yeah,
cool.
it's
which I've had the itch here recently to get back into New World. I don't know why, but I have been wanting to play New World. So maybe that's something I'll dive into a little bit in the new year. We'll see.
Who knows? I've never played New World. I actually haven't played a whole lot of MMOs.
As an MMO goes, I like it because it's simplified. Like, you load up World of Warcraft, and you've got all these things you can do on the bottom, and it's just like sensory overload for me. I'm like panicking. I'm like, nope. Whereas New World, it's more player friendly in my opinion. Toddy Bowman says New World is so good, and I agree. It is a great game. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's definitely one I would like to get back into.
I know.
Maybe I'll get on the server with you and Spider there, Toddy. That'd be a lot of fun.
I know it was like a lot of people were talking about it. It was like a good game right off the start, but then it seemed to kind of just. I'd never heard of it. Like after a little bit.
New World has. I think it has a ways to go. Like, it is a good game out of the box, but their end game stuff is severely lacking. Bryant, a friend of ours, he basically grinded to level 60, and then there wasn't really much left for him to do, and so he kind of trailed off playing it. So
interesting.
I do think that if they would continue to develop the game and work on some end game stuff, that would be good.
There you go.
Yeah,
all these games we've talked about so far, they are available on Steam, so you can throw them on your wish list. Maybe have your eyes on them as well, and do what I do, see what the initial reviews are, and kind of base your purchase off of that, and not a pre-purchase.
Do what I do and just throw it on the wish list and forget it's there.
Yeah,
oh my god,
I got way too many games
bad
on my wish list, so
yeah, I need to thin mine out as well.
Because I just throw them on there. I'm like, oh, it looks good. Who knows? Maybe I'll get around.
You can add Oklahoma DLC for American Truck Simulator to your wish list, and those are usually the ones that I always add.
Mine's already on there.
I can be assured I will be buying that day one.
But yeah, there's many other games that were announced, and maybe even re-announced, or like re-shown with more gameplay. Was there any other games that you may have thought of them because I got a whole list to run through.
Honestly, like the only one that I can pull up right now without having to, been a good note taker, which I was very bad at, was the Star Wars Jedi.
Right.
Before you get to your list, Toddy Bowman says, as it pertains to New World, New World has fairly good update in the past months and offered many dungeon runs and gear scores, so they have added. But yes, lots of room for improvement still in New World. Yes, Toddy, 100%.
Fair enough. But yeah, so going through my list in no particular order, I noticed a game called Atomic Heart. Looked interesting. It's an action adventure, little kind of gory. That comes out in February on the 20th. Just something I'm going to look at. Probably not going to buy. Just something I'm keeping my eyes on. Maybe watch a few streams or whatever. That's also available on Steam. Scars Above. It's a third-person action-adventure game. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Resident Evil kind of style. You got that third person. It's got some weird things going on. Some gory things and a little bit of like... thriller horror stuff kind of. I don't think it pertained as scary as Resident Evil is. It's more just that, the action part of it. But
right.
That one comes out February 27th. So I'll probably just look at some streams or something of it. After Us, it looks like an adventure platformer kind of game. And in my opinion, it looked good for like the Steam Deck or something. So if you're chilling or something, it looked like a game to like sit back, relax, and use on the Steam Deck. Judas. All right, this is kind of a bigger one.
Judas did look good. I recall Judas.
Because this is from the makers of BioShock, which, if you know me, I played BioShock for the first time earlier this year, and it blew me away. Like it was phenomenal playing through BioShock, and I think a lot of people actually agree. BioShock was like a one of a kind game. Just the way the story unfolded and how it was told and how everything was like brought together. So they're kind of
like, it will not surprise me if the new Final Fantasy, the new Zelda, and this game Judas will be up for Game of the Year come next year's Game of the Awards. Like,
that's fair, but I don't know.
I thought Judas looked that good that it could be in the running.
I don't know when Judas is coming out. They don't even have a release date like that.
Oh.
We just saw a little bit of it, and they don't have a whole lot of information on it. So I'm thinking that's a 2024 game. So
well, then maybe it'll be in the 2024 category, but it could win like most anticipated or something like that. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, it could definitely
but
potential
it looked
there.
Very impressive. And didn't BioShock take home Game of the Year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that would be par for their course.
Actually, I think the entire trilogy, each 3 games in BioShock, won Game of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the only trilogy that's ever won Game of the Year on all 3 of their games.
Hell yeah.
That game actually looks a lot like BioShock, and it looks like it's in space, is the information I got from it. So, definitely a game I'll be checking out. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. So, like a Suicide Squad game. And this is from the makers of Batman Arkham series, is what they are saying. So, I'm trying to figure out, was Gotham Knights wasn't that by Arkham, or is that different?
It may be different because I'm pretty sure the Arkham Knights, some of those took home some big, game awards, if not Game of the Year. And yeah, to have whatever it was called that came out in October fall a little flat was a bit disappointing. So I don't know if it's the same developer or not.
Interesting. Yeah, I know Batman. We're probably going to see Batman again in this game, which we didn't see in what was it? Gotham Knights. Yeah. Which is more on the Batman family. So
yeah.
Other than that, my mouse is gone here. Okay. The Last of Us Part 1 is coming to PC, fully remastered, redone for PC. So this is exciting for me because I haven't played Last of Us, and I've been wanting to. I've had a PlayStation 4, and I had Last of Us. I never played through it. I owned Last of Us. and I never played it. So I'm excited to actually play through it on PC. You know, updated graphics, all that good stuff. And I know that was such a good game. So that's coming out for PC on. Never mind, don't have a date.
Just kidding. No
Talk
release
about those.
date.
Talk about that. Death Stranding
Soon
2.
can.
We got a trailer for Death Stranding 2. And even if you're not interested in like the game, of buying the game, because I didn't play the first one, just the trailers alone are wicked. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you got Norman Reedus in there. And they're just so interesting. Like the way that the trailers
Very
are put
well
together.
done.
So I encourage you to look up the Death Stranding 2 game trailer. Yeah. Another game called Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. You are like hunting ghosts, and that's an action-adventure RPG game. Kind of look neat. And this one was a big one. A lot of people were hyped about this. It is like a mech game. It's called Armored Core 6. And this is from, I guess, developed by From Software, who are the makers of Elden Ring and Bloodborne and Dark Souls. So this is a game from them, their studio. And it looks pretty badass for like a mech fighting game. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that's, coming out 2023, this next year.
2023 is going to be a big year for gaming.
Huge.
Huge.
I think I've been saying, like, we're coming out of the COVID times. Everything was delayed. Everything was pushed back. All these things. Now we're kind of getting caught up. We're kind of getting used back into the swing of things. And, these are hitting out of here. So, and then just a couple more here. Diablo 4 coming out June 6th.
I know Andy will be excited about that. He loves the Diablo series.
I played a little bit of Diablo 3. But yeah, not enough of it, but I did enjoy playing it. And then this game called Crime Boss Rocky City. Looks interesting. I don't think it's open world-ish like a GTA game, but definitely, if you want to play as like a mob or something, that's up your alley. And Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, we saw a trailer for that. We knew that was coming before. This is coming out next year. It's supposed to be a really good DLC, and it'll be the only DLC for Cyberpunk, which, in my opinion, is a really good game. So,
alrighty then. So yeah, there was a lot of news out of the Gaming Awards, and one of my observations was it felt like a renaissance in gaming because there was a ton of world premieres on platformers that are going to be coming in 2023 as well. So if you're into that, look forward to that in 2023.
I think we're also going to see games kind of more geared towards like a mobile running thing too, like the Steam Deck and all that stuff, because things are being developed in that world now. On the go gaming. I know.
Gaming.
Actually, this is something interesting. I just read, I think it was yesterday, that in your Tesla you can now use Steam Link or something, and you can play like it was like Steam Deck software. You can kind of play it like the Steam Deck, but in your Tesla, play video games. You
can also play video games on your Samsung television as well. So I thought that was pretty cool.
You can stream. So that's streaming games straight to your TV. That was Xbox, I think that was an Xbox thing, right? Xbox
Maybe.
Game Pass. I think it was Xbox Game Pass. You can stream to your Samsung TV. But yeah, Steam. You can use Steam games in your Tesla. It's a fully functional PC that runs Steam games, which I thought was
wild.
Interesting. You can only use it in park.
I was gonna say I don't know if video gaming in a car is the best idea in the world.
It seems more for if you need to charge your car. You're going on like a long road trip. You need to charge your car for like 20 minutes or something.
You're bored sitting
Boot
there.
up a game.
I'm gonna load up a game. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Games.
Gaming. That's what we're all about. We put the G first. But the second letter is the broadcasting. And speaking of broadcasting, we are on the 14th episode of this here podcast, and it blows my mind. This all started as a joke. Back in June, Nick was super busy.
Never a joke.
To me, it was. Like, to me, it totally was. Like, Nick was super busy back in, like, late May, and I just, off the cuff, was watching his stream one day. I was like, as if you don't have enough to do, we should do a podcast. Ha, 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 ha. I literally didn't think nothing more beyond that. And then, literally the next day, Nick messages me. He's like, oh, so about this podcasting. I was like, oh, wait, what? We're going to do a podcast? So, yeah. One little like thing turned into 14 episodes later. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a podcast, and some fact, I don't know, I didn't know what I wanted to do the podcast on, and this one just seemed right. So I sent the message. I said, "Let's go, let's do it. Screw it."
Yeah,
right.
We went from that second letter B, going from books to broadcasting. Really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the book segment just because A, it made me read more, and B, I had someone that was reading the same thing, so we got to talk about it. But that got the axe early on just because, through feedback, it wasn't, listeners' favorite segment, so we kind of morphed the books into broadcasting.
Yeah, we heard the feedback, we came back, we changed it up a little bit, and we felt this was right. This is more kind of our community. Maybe spread some things. We know there's streamers out there as well. What's going on, Hailzo? And who is also a streamer. So we're talking a little bit about maybe some advice, maybe different things out there, Twitch etiquette, all that good stuff. And, and unfortunately, like, I do love reading books, and that has kind of been on the decline.
Yeah.
Since we...
Same for me. Like, I have so many books on my wish list, so I need to make it a point to read. But,
I got a whole shelf of books back there.
Time is, like, so important right now, though. So it's crazy. I don't have enough time to do everything I need to do. But, yeah. So, favorite moments on this here podcast. I think I can for sure say my favorite of all came in the first episode, and that was having my personally favorite streamer of all time, Sergeant Pepper, on, and having him on the very first episode and getting to interview him and talk to him. I thought that was just... Personally, it was an honor just because I hold him 100%. In highest regard, and it was really cool getting to interview him and get to talk to him about his stream. Yeah,
and I think it would be awesome to have him on again come next year.
Absolutely.
At the 1 year mark or something.
Yes, I feel like he's got to be there for every annual.
We kicked off the podcast with him, right? So
we did, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
We were tossing, like, in planning for the podcast, we're talking about, people we could have on an interview, and the whole time, like, my mind's like, Pepper. We could get Pepper on here. We have to get the Sergeant on the podcast.
Well, I've been watching him, like, as along with you and stuff. We've been watching for so many years, and it's kind of the streamer that's,
I think next month I will have, like, my 7 or 8 year anniversary, subscription to him. Like, that is a very long time, and I look back on it, and it's crazy, like, that you've been watching someone, you've been tuned in and been part of this community for that long, but it's also really cool at the same time. I guess that's one of my favorite things about Twitch.
Exactly, making friends, playing games with these amazing friends.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have met you and Sintog and Trucker DJ and God, the list just keeps going on and on and on, right?
And on. Bryant,
Abraham.
Yeah.
The list just keeps going on, and it's amazing.
It
honestly.
It's as much as we may moan and groan about Twitch, at the end of the day, it is my preferred, like, social platform, or whatever you want to say. I'll take Twitch over Facebook, Twitter, anything else out there any day of the week.
I think so. Like, looking at my Twitch recap, I spent like 5,000 hours watching Twitch.
That's a lot of time.
How many hours are even in a year? Like
More than 5,000.
8,700 hours in 1 year.
Oh, you spent over half of the year watching.
All right,
Twitch.
whoa. So a lot of times I'd have more than one stream open and leave it while I go to bed and all that stuff, But I didn't actually spend 5,000 hours of my life watching.
You only spent 4,999 hours watching. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds right. And I look back on my stats. I spent 1,300 hours streaming, so that leaves
That's awesome.
So we're up to like 6,000 something. So 2,000 hours left to sleep.
Yeah, you didn't sleep hardly at all. Like, that is insane. He is beast mode, pumping out a lot of content and doing that while going back to school. It's really impressive.
Well, it's slowed down
and
going back to school.
really admirable. You didn't slow down that much. Like,
yeah.
the whole time you're building up to September, and I'm thinking, yep, that's when we don't see Nick anymore. And like, no, he was still very much there, still pumping out, the content. So
it's something I've always wanted to do, right? Like many years ago, I did streaming for a bit on my shitty internet, but and actually just recently I've gotten the upgrade to the internet that allows me to do this without
best
interruptions.
internet in the world, yeah.
Without interruptions, so because for majority of this year we had internet that my stream would get cut out and things that would happen. So we're finally there at the point where I can not have to worry about the internet problems, and I can just sit back and just focus on, playing games, making content, doing all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So
the fun part of streaming.
Oh yeah. So it's been a ride. And this is my passion. So I love playing video games, but it's not just the video games, it's having the community there as well. So
absolutely. Building that community and, seeing the same familiar faces coming back around, it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's great.
I can hit the start stream button. I can have nobody watching. I'm still there. I'm, having fun with the game. Trying to be funny. I don't know how funny I actually am sometimes.
You can be pretty funny.
I try to be, even playing, single player games. Try to make the best time out of it. So
you were my number one watch stream in 2022, and so I think there's a reason for that. Because if you weren't good at it, I wouldn't.
Well, I appreciate it. Means
I
a lot.
honestly don't I don't watch people that I don't enjoy watching. I just don't.
I was a bit surprised.
Even,
There's, you guys started putting your recaps in there, and I keep seeing my Twitch page up there. I'm like, what?
I said it. You should have won Streamer of the Year at the Gaming Awards because you're genuine, you're authentic, and you're great at it. 100%.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're all great too. All right. You're all amazing. All right. Streaming is great.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite moment from being a part of the podcast? In these
favorite
14
moment
episodes?
Favorite moment would have had to been last week, or not last. Why do I keep saying last episode?
Last episode.
When we were going on that,
was great. Yeah,
we were going on about that whole body painting and elephant trunks. It was a lot of fun.
It was pretty wild.
And somehow people were like, "That was great." They loved it.
Yeah,
they loved that
tons
podcast.
Tons of feedback on that, and they're like, "This is the best episode yet." So, if you haven't yet, make sure you go listen to episode 13.
It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's
on iTunes, on podcast platforms I didn't even know existed.
Look up games, broadcasting, and BS.
Yep.
It should show up.
There you go. And but this is just a hiatus. We are in no way this isn't the end. We're
the
just
last podcast ever. That's the clickbait, isn't it?
The last episode ever.
Yeah, that's the clickbait.
For 2022.
You gotta
we will be back in 2023, and I think we've got nowhere. I think it's going to be great moving forward with this podcast. I know I'm still having a lot of fun with it, and yeah, I look forward to see where this ride goes. Hashtag.
So you've been spending quite a bit of time actually away from gaming and streaming. You've been busy doing other things.
Yep.
Touching grass. All right.
Touching grass. Yes.
Something I should probably do a little bit more of, but
touching minerals and stuff at the museum too. Although I didn't get too they would be like, "Oh, touch this, feel this." I'm like, there's a lot of kids here. I'm trying not to catch their germs, so.
Not trying to touch what with kids around?
All the at a museum they had this cool mineral and rock exhibit, and you're winding your way through there, and they would have minerals and whatnot that you could touch. But I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of kids here. I don't want to get their germs, so I'm like, I'm not going to touch.
I don't know. This is a metaphor for something.
No, it isn't.
Jesus.
It was just me not wanting to get sick. We even we didn't even go to the kids area, even though we were informed that they had cookies and lemonade, but we were like, yeah, I'm trying not to get sick at the museum. But it's a really cool museum. Really cool museum.
I have a question for everybody.
What's up?
Just a question I'm going to throw out there. Just make my gaming mind understand. If you don't, if you aren't gaming, what are you doing? I just want to know. What are you doing? Could be anything.
What are you doing, indeed?
We got one
Toddy
item.
Bowman. We got Toddy Bowman saying, if I'm not gaming, what am I doing for fun? Golf, yes. Hunting, yes. And hanging out with the fam. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of hanging out with the fam. Silent Storm says, building Legos or studying for your ship. Hello.
All right, all right. Now you're bringing more ideas. Yeah. Okay, you're reminding me. That's awesome. So golf, I love it.
I love golf.
That's awesome. I've done some golf as well.
Golf is a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
And
building
it is hunting
Legos.
Season.
I've never got into hunting. Just not for me. But
I'm not I would love to go hunting, but not necessarily to shoot things, but just to hang out and observe. That being said, I highly doubt that will ever happen, just because I'm not a hunter, and my significant other really, I don't see James as a hunter either. Although I may be wrong, but his uncle Lee, one of my good friends, Lee goes hunting, and he actually got a deer here recently. So maybe I could be like, yo, Lee, let me come down there to your deer camp and annoy the shit out of you and scare away all the deer. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to bring it up one day. You're gonna be like, hey,
Oh, he would probably love it because I think Lee would love it because he'd be like, yeah, we can go hunting. That's how Lee sounded. Yeah, we can go hunting, and then we'll come back to camp and we'll drink some beer and karaoke. Because Lee's my ultimate karaoke buddy. He's really great at it. And we've been singing together for the better part of 20 years. So.
Hell yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. But yeah, building Legos. That's. I built a Lego on stream.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I've built a Lego on stream during my 24-hour.
Oh,
October.
Yeah. I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, did that, and I've built the Hogwarts castle.
Oh my God!
Lego.
I want.
The big 5,000 piece castle.
But it's so damn expensive, and it would totally be worth it, but I don't even have a place to put it. Maybe one day that would be really, really cool.
I should actually remind me after this podcast. I'll take a picture of it and put it on Instagram or something.
Hell yeah, you should do that.
So that took a lot of time actually. I had
I bet.
I had my sister.
Huge.
Sister actually came over and helped build it. So, but I know that was it was a 3-day project, I think. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Toddy says just chilling outdoors and then deer camp / hanging with the family and buddies is such a huge part of hunting, not just the harvesting aspect. Yeah, we did a lot of camping growing up, and I loved it. I would rather go camping than I would to go stay at a hotel or anything like that, because camping is just so much fun. You know, especially if you got your bike, you can go, you know, you wake up, build a fire, you know, nice and cozy around a fire, and you have breakfast, and then you hop on your bicycle, and you go for a nice ride. It's just a lot of fun.
I remember camping like when I was younger too, and we would always
Camping
go
is
out to a
blast.
campground. I had my siblings. We'd have our bicycles, and we'd just bicycle around the whole like campground. Yeah.
Camping when I was young, that's literally we would leave out on our bicycles shortly after breakfast, and we would probably come back, you know, around lunchtime, get something to eat, but then we'd be back gone again, and we wouldn't come back till it was dark.
Yeah, sounds like I can relate with that one.
That was in the days of, you know, there were no cell phones. It was just like,
Exactly.
you know, I'm sure our parents were like, when are these kids coming back?
They probably didn't even think that. They're like, we'll see them. You know?
That's a great thing about a state park too, is you can you know fairly safe area that's contained, so you can kind of just let your kids run wild and not have to really worry. Silent says he wants to start filming when you build. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, you could like film and put it on like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Hell yeah.
I have been consuming a lot of YouTube. I've still been watching a lot of the Presley Girls and Celebrating Appalachia. They're just so genuine and they're so authentic, and I think that's why I'm so drawn to their YouTube channel. I think most people would probably find it rather not their kind of cup of tea, but I just think they're fun to watch, and so I've been watching. And we watched White Lotus over the weekend, and we finished season 1. Really good show. Really, really good. And I think we've got 3 episodes left in season 2. And but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it's on HBO. Highly recommend it. Great show.
The White Lotus. I've actually never even heard of it. So I'm bad with like shows and movies and all that. We all know around here.
It had a really good night during the Emmys. It won quite a good bit of awards. So
right on.
Really good though.
I've been still watching, you know, the show House, the hospital show. And oh boy, I'm on the season 3. Shit's more funny. Like it was funny to begin with. I swear it's more funny. So I'm loving the humor in it. It's great. Definitely a good take on a hospital show.
I have like 3 seasons left of ER, and I think after I finish that, I'll start House, because that is one like medical show I never really watched. So looking forward to it.
It's great. It's so good. But that's what I've been watching. It's been a great time because
the show is like 14 years old or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
it's from like way back. Yeah.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old show. It's got like 8 seasons or something. So, but you know, I've watched the shows like Grey's Anatomy and Chicago Med, and
I watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, and I loved it. And then they wrote off one of my favorite characters, and then I read why they wrote him off, and it was very like homophobic in nature, and that's why I was like, "Fuck you, Grey! I'm not watching that shit anymore." So,
yeah,
that's my take on Grey's Anatomy. I don't know why it lasted so long, which I guess it too is one of those things, has a cult-like following. It may not be for me, but it's for a lot of people.
Yeah, I stopped like quite a few seasons ago.
I stopped at 5.
Yeah, I watched Chicago Med for a while. Got caught up with that one. I've watched some of New Amsterdam. That was a good one. So I love hospital shows, like med dramas. Great. So
there's one from the 70s, and I want to say it's on Hulu. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it has like a young Denzel Washington in it, and it's one I want to watch too. That looks really, really good.
Oh,
like
yeah?
a hospital show from the 70s. Like, let's go. It's pretty good. Anyways, you got a quote for me today?
I do have a quote. Before we're there, Suburban Farmer says, "Are you referring to George? He left because of the guy that played Burke."
George, maybe?
Possibly. Anyhow.
Yeah. Anyways.
My quote for you. All right. And this one is this one's by an author that I do enjoy reading, and I got this quote from him because I'm thinking I'm gonna start up a Stephen King book in the new year. or maybe over the holidays. One of the two. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Great.
But it goes get busy living or get busy dying.
That is some Shawshank Redemption.
Because if you aren't living, what are you doing?
You're dying.
You're dying. That's right. So goddamn it, get busy to it. All right. There's a lot to live for. I mean,
I do believe that is a quote from Jake from Shawshank Redemption. That is
could be. I didn't get into the details of it.
Great quote, and so true.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Stephen King, I love his writing style. It's something I loved. A lot of people will say, he's repetitive, or there's a lot of things they'll talk about that, Stephen King's not that great of a writer. Hey, I like him, so.
Who says that? Like, obviously they have crap tastes in authors. Like, if they're saying that about one of the most prolific writers of our time.
He doesn't remember at all reading or writing a couple of his books, and I think that's hilarious. So.
Well, he had a car accident, so.
No, it was on
the
the other stuffs. We all know.
Oh.
But it was on. I think it was Cujo or something.
But like, that's just so many artists do.
Oh, that's not why people don't like his writing style. I'm just saying that I think that's.
I'm just saying, like, drugs are kind of a central core in a lot of artists, like the way they do their art. Like, we wouldn't have rock and roll music if it wasn't for, booga sugar and all that stuff. I'm not saying do it. Don't. I'm not promoting the illegal drug scene here or anything, but it is just a well-known fact.
Well, I know what I'm doing. Tomorrow's Friday night.
If you
I'm becoming an artist this week.
If you're an artist, a lot of artists have used recreational drugs to get their creative juices flowing and whatnot. It's just a known thing. Anyway.
Watch me. I'll be an artist by 2023.
Oh, boy. You're already an artist. This is our outlet right here,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Twitch is our muse. My quote is never feel guilty about being stingy with your time. Time is a finite amount from the second we're born. We only have so many grains in that hourglass before it's all gone, and you don't get any more. So don't feel bad about being stingy with your time, because working or going to school, that can take up 8 hours or more in a day, and then you gotta sleep. So there's a good 7 to 8 hours right there, and what you have left is so there's so little of it that you're not gonna, you might let some people down, but don't feel bad about it. You should invest that time where you will be happy and what will, make you enjoy, living.
Yeah, we got limited time.
Yeah, it goes back to that get busy living or get busy dying thing.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad if you have to say no to people. It's just one of those things. Be stingy with your time.
It's your life, but at the same time, don't be selfish. All right, don't be selfish.
But don't feel bad if someone's like, oh, we should go do this, and you're like, I don't really want to. Don't pacify them and do it just because they want you to do it. Don't feel bad about saying no. That's all I'm saying is, I guess, don't feel bad about saying no.
Right. Look,
kind of weird.
There's actually a thing I think I came across. It was something about the worthfulness of life or something. This guy was going on about how we are technically more worthless than people as general are more worthless than they were before. And he was like, well, when you think of something, it's more valuable when there's less of them.
Yeah.
When there's less of something, it's more valuable. Well, now here we are, where we got many more people on Earth, and
Yeah, but I also look at it as
I was just like, what the fuck?
I'm in February I will begin my 39th trip around the sun. Therefore, I don't have as much time as I used to, and in the past, I would feel bad about saying no to people, and I would go out of my way to do whatever it was people wanted to do to participate. But now, I'm being a little bit more selfish with my time, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm not apologizing for it. Like, I'm just not. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That's
Be
fair.
generous with your time, but don't just give it away either. Decide what you want to do and do that.
Yeah, fair enough. But do what you wish. Do what you wish with your time.
Yeah.
Right?
Do what you wish with your time.
Don't give it.
Anyways, yeah, let's do some questions. We're on to. Oh, we got to start with the Would You Rather. Okay, wrong book. Let me grab this here book right here.
You goddamn grab the right book here.
I got the right book right here. All right.
Yeehaw! Sorry.
Where did that come from? Would you rather Shrek and Donkey or Shaggy and Scooby were your house guests?
Sorry. Who? Who was the I say again?
Shrek and Donkey
Shrek and
from the
Donkey.
film
Yeah.
franchise. Or Shaggy and Scooby Doo. Do you even know who Scooby-Doo is?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I wasn't. See, I didn't watch it religiously like some people, but I've watched some Scooby-Doo and I've watched
crazy.
Shrek.
I liked it, but I wasn't too crazy about Scooby-Doo. Like, he wasn't
Neither.
the main cartoon for me.
I didn't watch a whole lot of cartoons. All right, I was I've said this. I was outside a lot as a kid. I was playing in the dirt. I was playing with my little trucks. All right. So, but as a baby, I watched the Teletubbies and Curious George when I was very young. I watched stuff like that. But I wasn't during my, what kind of from 5 to 11 or 12. I was outside a lot. So.
Yeah.
But I would probably choose Shrek and Donkey. I think they are hilarious.
I would too, just for the sheer fact that Shaggy and Scooby, I feel like, would eat me out of house and home. And I would just...
They would
I
what?
would like to...
Yo? They would eat you what?
They would eat me out of house and home. That's a saying, means they would eat all your groceries.
Oh, I get it. I just, we'll just continue on. But yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter, onion boy.
Sorry.
So I think we're both on the train with Shrek and Donkey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be just hilarious just having this.
With Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy. Come on, that's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, ogre.
All right, would you rather win an Oscar or a Grammy?
An Oscar or a Grammy?
The Oscar is for acting. The Grammy is for music.
We all know I'm a great actor. We all know I'm the best actor out there. All right, this
really
whole
great
thing
in
is
the
always
roleplay
an
games.
act. Oscar.
You'd rather win an Oscar? I would love to be able to play an instrument. I'm very musically inclined. I sing, and that's about it. That's the only instrument I could play. But yeah, I would love to win a Grammy. That would be amazing. I doubt that will ever happen.
I've done dabbled a little bit in music production stuff, but
Can you play an instrument?
but I can't play an instrument.
No. Oh, I can't even play that instrument. I would love to be able to play the violin or the piano.
But yeah, I played around with it. I'm like, I wish I had, the skills. I mean, I could technically, go out and do it, but it's just...
It goes back to that time thing.
If I had 24 hours in a day where I was able to just spend all 24 hours...
If I could just get the time back lost sleeping.
Yeah, the
that
sleeping
would be
thing.
phenomenal. Okay,
That would
so
be great.
now we're moving on to 3,000 questions about me. Number 3. I feel like we answered this last week. Maybe we didn't. What is the trait you most deplore in yourself?
The trait?
What is something about yourself that you don't like?
Yeah, see, this goes back to the whole thing I was talking about earlier with you. When you say, when you tell me...
Well, I can answer this. I can be very stubborn and contrite, and I hate that about myself, but I'm very stubborn, so that's not gonna change.
Because, like, if you don't ask me this question, I can think of quite a few things, like traits that, I want to improve and things that I don't like. And blah. But when you directly ask me, all right, my brain's out the window.
Well, what's something you don't like about yourself?
I can't think of that right now. This is what I mean. This is something you'd have to tell me, and then like I would spend a week going about my days, and then I'd like randomly come up with things.
So I'm gonna have to start giving you podcast homework, is what I'm
Probably, yeah. All right, so.
All right. Well, there's a very deplorable trait. You can't come off the dome with with an answer.
All right. I got one. I wish.
Okay.
I wish I had more like social knowledge. Like I just feel like sometimes if I'm not talking to like a gamer, a lot of the times when I'm trying to talk to somebody where I don't meet through games and something, it's kind of hard for me to.
A little socially awkward.
I struggle to find certain conversations and stuff. Mm-hmm. Kind of like I don't, it's hard to explain.
I think I get what you're saying. Yeah,
it is kind of hard. Like, yeah, I can talk to people, no problem, small talk, whatever. But, I just find it sometimes hard to find certain conversations. So I just, that's something I can definitely build and work on. But.
Okay, what is your greatest extravagance? That's an interesting question.
My greatest extravagance.
How does one define extravagant? Are you extravagant at something, or you did something that was very
what is this
extravagant?
question?
I don't even know. What is your greatest extravagance?
Somebody help me out here.
That word even sounds weird now. Extravagant.
Yeah, say it 10 more times, and it won't sound English. It won't sound English anymore.
Extravagant.
You ever have that with a word?
Oh yeah.
All the time, right? Where you're thinking of
Especially
a word and you're like, no way, that's
involved.
a word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened one time when I was really super drunk, and I was like, lewd. Lewd. That's not a word. Lewd. Lewd. I'm like, that is such a, and I was busting laughing.
I will have it with like
all the time.
the most standard words, like things you use all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll be like, that doesn't sound right.
Doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Just extra. Is that like an indulgence? You indulge in something?
Next question.
Next question. No, we have to answer this. A great extravagant. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer this stupid question.
I think for me, like, what would I have done? Yeah, it's all right.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
like when I went to go buy the one car, like one of my first cars, the first car that I bought.
Oh, I'm thinking now you've got me thinking like something you did that was an extravagant. I was the Southeast ambassador for the March of Dimes. That was pretty damn extravagant. So that's gonna be mine. But yeah, buying a car, that's an extravagant. Mm-hmm. The finale of games broadcast in BS for 2022. My name is Wendy. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at BravoChick10 and twitch.tv/BravoChick and TikTok.com/@BravoChick. What's good, Nick?
Yo, my name is Nick, also known as Nickinator15. Basically anywhere on your phone, your thumbs can bring you. All right, that is Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. Instagram's a real Nickinator. And YouTube at Nickinator. All right. And yeah, Twitter, Nickinator15. Hit me up. Hit that follow button. Do your thing.
Do the thing.
Hit the like button.
We'll be signing off for 2022, but we will be back January 11th in 2023 for episode 15.
All right. January 2023. Let's go. Thank you guys
January 2023.
Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do appreciate everyone that tunes in, be it live or, tuning into your favorite podcast platform and listening. I hope everyone has a great holiday season and a wonderful new year. And we love you and we appreciate you. And we will see you in 2023.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.